Hey, this is Reggie with A-Team Appliance, and today's topic will be laundry room safety. So this video is for laundry equipment owners, if you have a washer and dryer, also technicians, just as another tip to pass on to all of our customers. Formalities, my GPS may talk because I'm driving to an appointment, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep the channel going. So let's get into it. Start with the most important thing. The most important safety item to have in your laundry room is a smoke detector. A lot of people don't. I see it all the time. If you think like, I don't need it, it's safe. As a technician, I see fire hazards all the time that the consumer eye wouldn't see, the customer eye. Case in point, had one last week, and had one last week where the dryer wasn't getting hot. I get there, and the internal pipe that is connected to the blower wheel. In layman's terms, that what blows the moist air out the dryer, the pipe was disconnected, and so it was all kind of lint inside the dryer. It was so bad. Oh, hang on there, turning. It was so bad that there was lint inside the element where the coils were. Like, it's always lint on top. That usually just burns, but not really fire. It just kind of burns and singes it. But it was lint right on the coils, like a big handful of lint, and just that stuff. It was ready to go. And by the grace of God, the lady circuit breaker went bad. It wasn't even the dryer got triggered. The circuit breaker went bad. It wasn't a fuse. And I told her, I said, the grace of God, because this should have been a fire. And I usually don't say that likely to scare people or anything like that, but there was literally a handful of lint sitting on the heating element, the part that gets red hot. So it's just, last week I delivered a dryer, and a lady had a window behind her washer and dryer, and so she had these really long curtains behind it, and draped, the dryer, her old dryer is pushed up against the curtain, and I can see that the whole thing is catching fire. So that, and those are the obvious signs for as a technician. And so I always believe you should err on the side of caution. A smoke detector costs what, $5-10. Put it up. It's good insurance. Especially because you got people who like to turn the dryer on before you go to work, so you come home and have dry clothes, which you should never do. And if it's not you, kids, or that's the day, even if you're the most safest person, it's when you drop your guard, stuff happens. So you have a house guest over, and they leave the dryer running or something. You never know. So $5-10 investment, smoke detector. Excuse me. Hang on, we turn again. So the next thing is a drip pan. So a drip pan isn't so much a lose your life hazard, but it could be lose your savings hazard, because it could flood your house. So I've been to plenty of repairs where the customer was like, yeah, we were washing clothes, and all of a sudden I was walking by the laundry room, my socks got wet, and there's water on the floor. Thank God I was home. I always hear that. Thank God I was home. And if that person wasn't home, that would have been an insurance claim, definitely, because the whole house would have been destroyed. So even if you're on the second floor, drip pans are mandatory. Now, it's great if you have one with the drain already attached to it. Your house is set up for it. But if your house is not set up for it, it's still good to have. because if you have a slow drip or leak, you can at least see water in the pan accumulating, compared to if it stays inside the if it gets on your floor, it'll warp your floor. It'll destroy your ceiling downstairs. And that's about a $30 investment at Home Depot, and maybe 2 people to help lift the washer up, a third person to slide it under or whatever. Or actually, you could actually take a piece of wood, because what happens is if you try to lean it on it, if you lean it on the pan, it will break. And most of the time you see those things, they're already broken. But you put a piece of wood on the lip, and then you can lean the washer on and then slide it right in. So, sorry, all I can do is give you a verbal illustration of it, but if you try it, you see what I'm saying. Get a piece of wood that's higher than the pan itself, and you're able to set the washer inside the pan that way. Drip pan. So that's it. Those are my 2 major recommendations. A drip pan, because waters overflow all the time. This probably might not happen to you, but it's happened to people. That's why I have a job. And also a smoke detector. Also, another thing, if you have a gas dryer, even more so, a carbon smoke detector / carbon monoxide detector, if I pronounced that right, monoxide. You know what I'm saying. Very, very important for a gas dryer, because what'll happen is if you have a clogged air duct, which happens almost always with dryers, and it's probably about 80% of most dryer repairs is a clogged up air duct. So if that happens, that means that the air is staying in the house and not blowing out, and carbon monoxide is in the house. You can't smell it. There's all kind of hazards that can happen from that, because you have an open flame and you have gas. So highly, highly recommend. They almost should sell those with gas dryers, carbon monoxide detectors. I guess that would scare people though, but again, small investment. It's insurance. We have life insurance, we have car insurance. The cheapest insurance you can have can save you the most money, and that's a smoke detector / carbon monoxide. Now, carbon monoxide ones are about $30, $40, but well worth it. If you have any other suggestions, feel free to put in the comments. If you have any questions, put in the comments. This is Reggie, A-Team Appliance. See you next time.